Hey friends, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will realize that I do like to share some of my most embarrassing fail stories. My Drum Teacher Rants series has a few good ones in there, and I recently spoke about a time where I literally got fired from a gig. So I do feel some level of duty to share this type of stuff. Maybe it's entertaining for you, maybe it's therapeutic for me, maybe it helps someone coming up to know that these fail stories are real, and they do happen in all industries, especially the music industry. Today's one is really embarrassing, and I do hope that you have a little bit of a laugh and a little bit of secondhand cringe from it. Disclaimer: to protect the innocent, I am going to be vague on details and names because there's no need to drag anyone in or remind anyone that this even happened. Okay, picture this. I'm 17, 18 years old, so this is about 2 years ago. It's going back a little bit, and I've found myself in the studio, actually in the control room of the studio. I haven't been tracking, or I actually wasn't involved in the album at all in terms of playing, but I found myself in the control room on a bit of a mix down session, and we've got a world-class engineer and we've got a world-class producer in the room, and me. It's just the three of us. Again, apologies, I do need to be a little bit vague on the actual studio and the names of the other people in the room because they're still very prominent figures in the industry here. Now, I'm a very self-aware person these days, and I'm my own harshest critic. So I can look back and see clearly that I was the third wheel in this setup, all right? This is a high-end session. They're isolating tracks, they're speaking in jargon and audio engineering, production jargon terms, and a lot of this is going over my head. I guess I'm kind of sitting there nodding and smiling in, the right place and somewhat trying to be a part of this. I mean, human beings, right? We like to connect, we like to be liked, and we like to be a part of things. All right, moving ahead a little bit. There's a point where the keys track gets isolated and the producer's listening really carefully and the engineer's at the desk and they're talking back and forth and I'm sitting there, right? And I'm, again, keen to add to the dialogue and be, I guess, one of the boys, right? So to contribute something, and I'm a 17 or 18-year-old kid, I say, damn.
I think we can just leave that keys track muted, guys. That is some bad keys. What is that?
Yeah, I said that. The producer spins around and he looks at me and he says, "Oh, that's me playing the keys."
Oh my God!
And then sort of turns back onto the job, facing the monitors, and he grins, he smiles, and as if like not in a mean way, not in like an accusatory way, just to let me know that I've put my foot in it. It was certainly a level of, I'll let that slide. To be completely honest, I don't remember what I said back after that, but I would have to assume and hope that it was something along the lines of, "Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry." Maybe even something like,
It fits in the track really good, man, just when it was isolated.
There's only so much digging you can do to get your way out of that. So again, both these people were already kind of legends of the scene then, and definitely legends now. Both people that I look up to so much and looked up to so much. So yeah. So what's my point? Well, I'm certainly not here to roast 17 or 18-year-old me. I'm not here to judge myself or perhaps what someone that inexperienced would potentially say or put their foot in that moment. We all do the best that we can given the cards that we've got to play at that point of our journey. I didn't have any cards to play. I didn't have any moves to make. I didn't have anything to add into the conversation. So I just word saladed something out that I thought sounded cool, knowledgeable, like an opinion, giving my opinion. Yeah. Sometimes we speak just to feel like we belong, to be a part of the tribe, but silence, observation, and humility go a long way, especially in rooms where you're not the expert. Also, you never know who you're talking to, whether that's online. I mean, this was pre-social media, so I mean, this is all magnified and out in the open, and this is times a million now. There's so much more of this with the constant online dialogue and people giving feedback and telling you suck and you're great and this and that. Okay, so again, what's the point here? Whether it's a control room in a big studio or the comments section on a video, choose your words carefully. And there probably isn't a lot of benefit to coming in with a big haymaker of a negative comment. There's not really many times where that's the appropriate thing or the best thing to lead with. All right, here's another one that I just thought of, which is actually very similar. And hey, we've all had times in our life where we've put our foot in it, of course. This is just another one that, oh my God, this one's bad. So before I went to music school, after high school and before music school, there was a period there where I actually worked for a medical company. And our, I guess, corporate events, our socializing was pretty classy. And often we'd find ourselves at a vineyard, wine tasting tours, that kind of world. So we're on one of these vineyard tours, and this time the guy that's leading it, let's just say he's rather eccentric, very eccentric, quirky, full on, unusual. And this tour is dragging on, and we're getting these very, very fine details on wine, which I was in no way cultured enough to appreciate or understand. And, again, I'm a young person, and I'm just trying not to laugh at the mannerisms of this guide. Skip forward a bit. We find ourselves in one of the adjoining rooms, and we're enjoying this beautiful spread. There's, wine, cheeses, nibbles, and it is nice. This is really, really classy stuff. I'm chatting away with my colleagues, and I ended up with the accountant, who's the older lady, absolutely lovely lady. Probably one of my favorite people in the whole company, and loads of fun. This super funny older lady. And again, when I look back, I guess trying to bond, trying to have that human interaction, I was a little bit surprised that no one, is anyone noticing how unusual this person is? And I say, well,
Thank God that's all over, man. That guy was a weirdo. What a weird guy. I was trying so hard not to laugh during that.
This lovely accountant lady, she sort of stops in her tracks and looks at me and says, "That's my brother." I froze. And I say, are you serious? And she says, "Yeah, that's my brother." Quick smart, around the whole room, the story gets out and everybody is belly laughing and backslapping me. And it's hilarious. It's the new office joke. I'm mortified. So the following Monday, back at work, I made sure I went up the road to a place where we often got like little slices and nice treats. And I got her a bunch of nice things. And I said, look, I'm genuinely so embarrassed about that. I'm really, really sorry. And I did make a point of being very sincere and just, how could I have done that? Ultimately, she sort of accepted my apology and she said, look, don't worry about it. I suppose it's a bit weird, but yeah, you can't take those words back, right? We've all put our foot in it at some point, said the wrong thing, tried to impress the wrong way, tried to belong. And the real lesson, and I've got this was either from Abraham Lincoln or Mark Twain. This is a good one. It's better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. And finally, I think just be nice. You never know who's in the room. You never know who's playing that keyboard part. You never know, indeed, who is leading that vineyard tour. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you got a good laugh out of this one. Share your favorite foot and mouth situation in the comments and what it led to. Let's suffer together. Until next time, take it easy. Keep chopping wood. Ciao. Oh, you're still watching? You should subscribe.
Where's the subscribe button?
On the left? Is it left or right?
No, isn't it the right?
Top left. On the right's got the video and the playlist, I think.
Yeah, come on, man. Subscribe. Don't be a dick.
And then Drumeo too. Drumeo down the left, bottom left. You should do it. You should do that. It's good. And then on the right, videos you might like, playlist.